Boomhauer 69 here. That little plastic resin shed you see right there, little resin cabinet, outdoor cabinet, patio cabinet, shed, whatever you want to call it, for outdoor use, storage bin, whatever. I saw that on Amazon, and that's I plan on getting that sometime when I have the funds to do so, some money. I'm gonna get that. I've always seen a lot around those, and there's even a website about them, which I'll put a link down in the description for. But those my free little libraries, I notice a lot of people do those where the little things where they build a little out of some scrap wood, or they simply buy a little cabinet or something, and they set up in their yard for the public a little free little library, a little cabinet shelf with a door on it, and they put out their unwanted books for people to come and leave a book, take a book for free and stuff. And I noticed that's really popular. And then I noticed someone also started a website called My Free Little Pantry as well, and I'll put links down in the description for that. And seeing those little My Free Little libraries and stuff, and in my small community town, we have a few people that have quite a few of them. On the other side of town, I know there's about one or two, and then some people even did kind of similar, but pantry items as well. And so that kind of got me thinking, I think it would be neat to do a little My Free Little Pantry thingy. And what I would do with that little shed is set it up in my yard, put a wooden sign, on a post, like I did that what I did right here, that leave a gift, take a gift Christmas tree, like I did during Christmas time. But instead was the shed, do that instead of a Christmas tree, and set it up, put some items in there that would be useful for people who may be in need, whatever, and have it set up where if people wanted to donate, they could also, donate some items too, because I know not everybody out there is willing, that is in need. Not everybody's gonna have the guts to, when they're in need, to maybe go to the church pantries and stuff and ask for help, or go to a thrift store that helps out people in need and stuff. Not many people are gonna really have the I guess say guts to ask for a handout. And I thought this would be a great idea for people who are in need, or maybe they don't qualify for food pantries. Maybe the government or whatever assistance says, hey, you make too much money. That can happen sometimes. It happened with my father back in the day when I was growing up as a kid, and he tried to get help when he needed it. Sometimes they would tell him, oh, you make too much to qualify for certain things. And so I thought it would be neat to maybe set that up, and when I buy that little shed and set it up and put it in my yard, and with a little sign that says My Free Little Pantry, and explaining what it is. I own a laminator, so I could print a piece of paper off the computer, laminate it, maybe stick it on the inside or something, and tell people what it's all about, so they know and stuff, so people can come and see what the little pantry has for the day or whatever, and if there's something they can use, they can take it home for free and do what they need to do, whether it's a food item, maybe some hygiene products or whatever, I even thought about maybe some for children, maybe some toys and stuff, maybe going to the local Dollar Trees and Dollar General, or even Walmart sometimes, or Amazon, look around and see what kind of toys and stuff that might be pretty cheap to put in there, because I know not sometimes families don't always have money to buy their kids a toy, and maybe a struggling mother comes along and says, comes along and sees that, and she sees a toy in there for the kid. Oh, that'd be perfect to get for my kid, and wrap it up and give it to them for a birthday, Christmas present, whatever. Maybe they did good at school and, reward or whatever, because I know times are hard and things are not easy, so and that's what Boomhauer 69 is all about, is giving back and helping out those in need. So I thought about when I get the funding, I'm thinking about getting that little shed, because right now I can't afford to have what I would really like to have, which would be like an 8x8 shed or a little 10x10 shed in my front yard, and set up as a little pantry. Because what the ultimate goal would be is if YouTube was making enough money and where I was making enough to spend $3,000 to $5,000 on a nice shed, a nice wood shed, and my village would allow it in my front yard, I would set up like an 8x8 or 10x10 shed and make a little sign, maybe buy up a little light up neon sign and say open and stuff, or maybe build a shed, have a shed company build something like that, and stuff, a shed kind of like that where it have like an open sign in it, or say my free little pantry, whatever, and then have shelving on the inside. That would be my ultimate goal, would be a shed with some shelving on the inside where people can walk in, and there'd be plenty of room for quite a few pantry items. But since I can't do that because, well, my budget is kind of tight, I thought about going with that and then setting it up and stuff. I was looking around the $200-300 range at little wood cabinets and all kinds of metal shelving, metal cabinets, and all kinds of different stuff to do this idea. And I made the final decision. That one right there is what I'm going to go with, because that's, from what it looks like and from what I've seen and what my budget would allow me for a little pantry thing, that would be the ultimate thing. I know I could probably scrounge up some old scrap wood and build a small little wooden cabinet, but I got to thinking, I want something where I can at least fit some kind of bigger items in it when I have money later on down the line. Like, for example, like children's toys, and I thought, maybe buy a few little RC cars and stick them in there or something, or maybe some board games, and some of those board games can be kind of big, kind of odd shaped, bulky and stuff, and even just regular food items and stuff, and hygiene products sometimes and stuff would be too big to try to fit that in like a small little cabinet thing. Yes, I know for around $40 to $50 you can go on Amazon and buy already made my 3 little libraries and then turn them into a little pantry and stuff, which is nice, because I was looking at those as well, and I figured this little shed right here would be what would fit my needs and idea I had rolling around in my head and stuff, because I know times are hard. Not many people want to, be bold enough to go to like a church pantry and ask for help, or go to a local, non-profit organization. They might feel embarrassed about doing that, and setting this up in my yard and stuff would, give somebody an opportunity to not have to feel like, burning, because I know like at food pantries, like my Saranac Community Church, they do the local food pantry for the area and stuff, and sometimes you might be embarrassed to go to that because you might know somebody and you probably don't want your friends or families or others to know that you're actually in need and stuff, it might be a little embarrassing for you, and setting something up like that would be I think would be a great idea, because in that way it's, you just see the little sign, you just walk up, open the door, you ain't gotta worry about anything. Hey, if anybody gonna notice or see me, hey, do what you gotta do. I even thought about maybe inside that attach a little mailbox, like one of the little metal wall mount mailboxes, and a place where people can maybe drop some coupons that they don't want to use no more, or gift cards, whatever, kind of thing and stuff. Possibly endless. The ultimate goal, like I said before, and I would like to do an actual shed if my first of all, when I had the money, an actual regular like 8x8 or 10x10 shed, and put some shelving inside the shed and make a little my free little pantry that way in the near future. As long as my village, which permits it, because I do have zoning laws in my area, so I'd have to abide by local zoning laws and stuff and things. But yeah, that I know for a fact, that little resin shed thing, they ain't gonna hoop and holler and cry about that too much. So I thought about buying that, and when I have the funds, and setting that up and doing a my little pantry thing. And trust me, I'm gonna do a full. When I do it, I'm gonna make sure to do a YouTube video about it, so that way I can make a video about it, share it all over the internet, and share it all over my Facebook communities and community pages and stuff, to raise awareness about it in case people need need. And, what I would probably do is I'd probably, if I do it, I will allow new and gently used items and stuff, not people's dirty trash and stuff. That's the only negative side with doing something like that. Is some people will see that and they'll say, oh, I can donate something. They'll try to use it as a dumping ground for the trash, That can always be an issue. Or you got people that would be greedy, and they would see, oh, there's some gift cards in there, and swipe every gift card that was in there and stuff, and not, be respectful, but those are the risks that comes with, sometimes helping out stuff, so I do realize that, so for all you internet trolls out there, I'm just mentioning that, yeah, I get that you run that risk of some people taking advantage of something like that too much, and which is fine by me. I'm not worried about that, I thought about the positives and the negative side to that, Obviously, it's going to be outdoors 24/7, so, obviously, I would have to every so often check it. And if there is, like, non-perishable food item in there, check it. Make sure the perishable food item is okay and not, gonna make anybody sick or anything, But, yeah, so that's another idea I plan on doing on the channel towards helping those in need and stuff. I don't... As of lately, I haven't really too much done a little talking about that, because right now with my budget and my situation right now I'm in, I can't I don't want to be shooting all these ideas out there and people wondering, I wonder when he's gonna actually do those ideas, because straight, honest, forward with you people, I'm no rich person. I'm not a Rockefeller or Elon Musk or Donald Trump or anything. I don't have millions and millions and billions of dollars falling out my pockets and stuff. So as of right now, I just gotta play it safe and stuff, and don't try to bankrupt myself and hurt myself in the process of trying to help others and stuff. Because I see so much stuff that, that would be neat to give or do or whatever, and I gotta remind myself, hey, put the brakes on there, good buddy. You can't afford it. So, don't want to hurt yourself in the process of trying to help others and stuff. But, yeah. So, that's my goal to do is get that. And hopefully we have a setup, maybe call it my free little pantry, since those are actually a thing. Again, my free little libraries, my free little pantries. I'll put links to the website so you can learn what they're all about and stuff, and get more information that I might have also left out and stuff. What I do know about those my free little libraries is, again, all they are is just someone basically puts a little wooden cabinet, a decorative little wooden cabinet in the front yard on a post, and they put their gently used books in there that they don't want no more. They read them 9 million times and decide, you know what, I don't need these books anymore. And they put them out in a little wooden box with a door on it, like a little cabinet, a little wooden cabinet, and local people come and see what kind of books they have and take a book or leave a book, kind of thing. Kind of like at the gas stations, they used to do that leave a penny, take a penny thing. They have that up at the cash register. They have that little tray that people put their pennies in and stuff, and change they don't want, and they always call it leave a penny, take a penny thing. And so, yeah, so. And the My Free Little Library website, that's for basically people who build one and they want the whole world to know about, hey, I have my little free little library, and when you register it, and then it basically just shows up on the website, on the map in your area, and say, oh yeah, that's my free little library and stuff. And they also, I notice, have a my free little Pantry, I think, website, and so I'll find that website as well and put links down in the description for both, Again, I would do something like this for the people that may not be able to have access to local food banks and local food banks, pantry stuff. Maybe around Christmas time they don't qualify for Toys for Tots, and they're really struggling and stuff because they, for whatever reason, and stuff, and just basically give another option out there for people that are struggling, in need, or maybe for just somebody that's, riding along on a bicycle and they go there, and, I might even put some non-perishable like beef jerky and stuff in there, and because I know beef jerky, you can, you don't really gotta put some beef jerky in there, and when somebody rides along on a bicycle and they say, oh hey, there's a little pantry, I'll see what's in there, and they see some beef jerky or something in there, and they're like, hey, there's some beef jerky, and they take it to snack on while they're riding their bicycle, getting exercise, I might even, who knows, put some, buy some of that water that comes in a can and stick some canned water in there, possibilities are endless and stuff, I will have to be careful and stuff, because, again, this is going to be something that's going to be outside in the elements 24/7, and it's going to be stored away in a little plastic cabinet thingy like that. And definitely I'll have to pay attention to wildlife and keep them at bay, and stuff, because I do live in an area where I'm surrounded by woods, nature trails, so I could see, Mr. Raccoon probably up if I do it, Mr. Raccoon coming along and paying a visit. That's why in the near future, once I had the money to do so, like I said before, I would buy a straight up nice wood shed, 8x8 or 10x10 wood shed, and then I can solve those issues majorly. So, by you sharing this video and with everyone you know and helping me get lots of views on this video, you'll help me be able to purchase that little temporary shed, or if it goes super viral all over the internet, who knows, you might even be able to help me to make enough money where I can abandon this little shed right here and go with something else, like this little storage cabinet right here, go with something else, like an actual, make enough money where I could actually buy a nice 8x8, 10x10 shed and build a nice little, my free little pantry. Because that would be that's my ultimate goal with that, would be to do something like that. So share this video with everyone you know, and don't forget, if you're not subscribed to Boomhauer69 channel, please hit that subscribe button, because then that tells Google, YouTube that, hey, people want to see Boomhauer69, and that will most likely help kind of throw me more up there in the algorithm and throw me into the search bar a little bit more better than instead of pointing me 9 million pages back and stuff. So, hope you all have a good day, and thank you for watching Boomhauer69 YouTube channel.